So this week I've been looking more into blood pressure, and believe it or not, it was something I specialised in when I done my prescribing. And these vlogs or videos that I want to start doing are just sort of my opinion, just light-hearted, nothing too clinical in them. And I thought there's no better way to go on about blood pressure and the risks of it than to have mine done whilst I'm doing it. So I've got Jess in who is my wife.
Yeah, I've been roped into doing it.
I mean, roped in.
Also, we're wearing this because we've just been filming reels.
Yeah, but you can probably see my shorts, can you? I've done this because it looked okay in a reel, but I forgot. Anyway, going to do my blood pressure. Jess is going to probably go through a few things and what she's looking for when I'm having my blood pressure done, but I can't speak during it. But, go on.
No, I was going to say, so this is obviously a manual blood pressure. You don't really see this that much anymore, but it's probably the most accurate way to actually do it. Just because you've got more control over it, but there is an art to it, so you have to practice this a lot.
Yeah, and the automatic blood pressure machines that you'll normally see in most people's homes are accurate for the majority of people, but if you've got irregular heart rhythms such as AF, there's a good chance that they're not going to work, so you'll have to go for a manual one. That is the only one we've got access to, and the only reason we've got access to it was because we had to do a lot of the clinical skills, didn't we, during the thing. But the reason I'm looking into blood pressure is that a lot of people my age, early 30s, they don't really look into it because you can't feel the effects of high blood pressure until it's too late. Same way you can't feel the effects of low blood pressure until it's too late again and you collapse on the floor.
Yeah.
So...
and we actually did do your blood pressure a couple of months ago and it was high. I don't know whether you've just said that.
Was it?
Yeah, it was slightly high, but at the time you were going through quite a stress. We were going through both a stressful time with the business and stuff, wasn't it? So it was probably more down to that, I think.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not too high on here, but I'll go through the ways in which you can improve your blood pressure, and I'll try and do it myself.
Okay, so I'm going to put the cuff on Lee's arm. So whenever you get a blood pressure cuff as well, it will tell you where to put the cuff. So this is his right arm. So really, we want this.
Left arm.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, your left arm.
Right arm for everyone else.
We want the arrow to go where his brachial artery would be, which, to be fair, you're supposed to actually try and feel for it.
Well, you're meant to do it around the bicep, aren't you? Yeah. That is the hardest thing to do, by the way, but...
Which I can actually feel. You've got quite a good pulse. So, put this on. Okay, and then this is the thing that inflates it, and then this is going to be your sphygmometer, which will show you the numbers. So for anyone who is wondering what the blood pressure should be, we aim for 120/80 or anything less than that, and anything above 90/60, don't we? The lower your blood pressure between those numbers, the actual better your risk factors are going to be, isn't it?
Yeah. A few things that I've got to do whilst the test is going on. I can't cross my legs. I'm meant to be relaxed, which... I'll try and do. I'm not meant to speak. I'm not meant to have done any running or anything that's going to be stressful prior to this. And I don't know whether I'll keep a lot of this in, but in terms of you doing the test. But basically, Jess is listening for a couple of sounds, crock, cough sounds they're called, basically where the pressure starts. And
so when I inflate the cuff, I'll inflate it to above where his usual blood pressure is. Now, obviously, if you're going in for... to see a GP and they're doing this, they hopefully will know what your previous blood pressures have been. And then what, like Lee said, what I'm listening for then is a top number where you'll start to hear a heart, like a pulse or a heartbeat. Then it will disappear. And then the bottom number is when I then restart to hear the heartbeat again. So then I will place my stethoscope, like I say, again over his brachial artery, which is here. Now, it's really quite hard, to be honest, when you first start doing this, because you can hear a lot of sound. So even like the cuff and stuff you can hear through your stethoscopes, and it's sometimes hard to ascertain whether it is a heart sound or whether it's like the cuff or something. But we'll have a go and see what it comes out at.
So you can actually feel it, and then when you do them that many times, you can see on the meter when it's starting to have your top number, your bottom number, because it bounces a few times.
That was a near perfect 120/80, but it was 121/79.
That's not bad.
So that's really good.
Yeah, so previously, like Jess said, I mean, ideally, in an ideal world, when you go to, I was going to say a GP, we're going to say pharmacist because that's what we are. Let's promote them a bit more. But when you go and see some form of health professional, they're meant to do it 3 times. You're meant to go in each arm to see which one's your higher reading, and then you do it from the higher reading all the time. But in reality, you'll probably only get it done once. 121/80 80 was it?
79.
79, that's not bad. I mean, like Jess said previously, my level or my reading was in the 130s, which if you're doing it at home, you aim for 135 over 85 and below. But if you're doing it in clinic, it's 140 over 90. And then the reason is we've been looking into it a bit more in terms of what is optimal, haven't we? So should you just aim for the 140 over 90 or should you be going towards 120? And there's a lot of studies out there, I've been looking into them, but basically you should be aiming for as low as possible without it being too low that you have side effects such as fainting, collapsing, or that you've got a lack of blood flow to the major organs. I think that's the main thing, isn't it? But not many people get the blood pressure checked. I mean, in the UK, for example, it doesn't really come out as part of like a health MOT until you're about 40. So a lot of people my age, especially younger in their 20s, are walking around potentially, especially now. And the reason why I want to bring more awareness to it is that a lot of people who go to the gym have a lot of caffeine. And I'll come on to ways in which you could potentially have a higher blood pressure and how to lower it. But a lot of these lads now are pumping 400 to 600 milligrams of caffeine each day, even just before the gym. And they're probably walking around with higher levels in the maybe the 160s, which over a period of time,
it causes damage.
It does. I think the best analogy is if you think of like a sewer pipe where it's got enough pressure where it's okay, it's contained, but over time it's going to damage it, it's going to burst, and then that's when you have a stroke and all the other bad things. But ways in which you can lower your blood pressure, I'll let you fire some off if you want.
So weight reduction, that's a really big one. I think there's actually like a statistic, or there's like a number that you can aim for. It's like every kilogram of weight that you lose, you can lower your blood pressure by 1 millimeter of mercury. So basically 1 point on the chart. Stopping smoking, although that is not directly linked to blood pressure or higher blood pressure, it actually reduces your risk of the complications of high blood pressure. And potentially nicotine plays a role in blood pressure. I'm not sure.
It does. Nicotine's quite a funny one, especially with a lot of these people doing the gums underneath.
Reducing your salt intake, so higher amounts of salt basically cause increased blood pressure by putting more stress on your heart, by increasing the amount of fluids that your heart has to pump.
You've got caffeine reduction. Like I say, I would aim for no more than 400 milligrams a day. That's probably like the safest limit that you can go for. You've got exercise in general. If you're fit cardiovascular wise, you're going to have a better cardiac output, which is going to reduce your blood pressure. Stress.
Stress.
I mean, that's the big one, isn't it? That's the one that, like Jess said before, that was the one where a lot of people can't get a hold of because how do you reduce stress? Do you become more stressed by thinking about reducing it? So that's a big one. Any others you want to fire away? There's obviously things that you can't manage. So there's age. As you get older, your vasculature becomes more resistant. It doesn't spring back as it would do in someone our age, for example.
You've got menopause as well, that plays a role. You have estrogen receptors all over your body, but also on your blood vessels. And so once you get into menopause, basically your arteries become hardened, which then increases your blood pressure. So trying things like HRT can potentially replace the estrogen, although there are links to increased risk of cardiovascular risk with that. But I think that's with older formulations, to be honest.
But I think the biggest thing with blood pressure is people, if you do get the chance to get it tested, it's normally a one-off test. It's in a pharmacy, in a GP surgery. You probably rush to get there. You've not had enough time to sit down. It's been sort of dysregulated everything. And then you come away with a high reading, and then that sort of sets you up. Then some people even go down different routes and even try and contemplate treatment after one result, which isn't the case. You should ideally get access to a home blood pressure monitor, an automatic one ideally, and you should do readings over a period of 4 to 7 days, see what your baseline is, because this is where you should be the most relaxed, and that's then going to give you the best representation, and then from there you can look at it. But I just feel like there's a lot of people out there with high risk, and it is the area that I prescribe in, or was meant to anyway, before we delved into all the lipidology and cardiology. I don't know how long this is going to be. I did originally plan 6 to 10 minutes. I'm hoping it's around that time frame. These are just going to be little insights, little things that maybe you look into it a bit more in your own time and look into your own health, because there's not that real life advice or even just showing it happening. A lot of people don't see the tangible things so that you can carry it out yourself. But if you've got this far, this was not medical advice. It's just to make you aware of the situation. It's for informational purposes only. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.